Welcome everyone to the exciting first feature match being commentated by me and Mick from the ABR League Season 4. This week we are bringing you the Plague Dratz versus Marky Mark and the Fuzzy Bunch. Their champions are Zotted and Jackie Wayland. We got an exciting show for you today, and we're going to jump into the game.
All right. Excited. So if you guys don't remember, this is an AoA exclusive, I guess, best of 3 match. So both of these guys are playing AoA decks, and we're pretty excited to see the beatdown.
Hell yeah. Well, or more like the abduct up.
Abduct up? that is true.
That we're in for some Genka combo if you have not figured that out yet.
We got some generosity. They're just very generous Martians. They're very nice.
So we're jumping straight into Game 2 because no one wants to see Game 1. We're not going to talk about Game 1.
Who won Game 1?
Good question. Zotted won Game 1.
Zod won Game 1. So that is the... I guess that's Zod and Elite, I suppose.
Yes.
X073D. I don't know what the 7 is. I'm not good at this. But yeah, so here we go.
Jackie starts off with the Schuler.
Strong start. I'll take it.
Maybe a little unfortunate. He just needs to stop Zotted from having any amber the entire game. I think.
So that's the hardest part with the Martian generosity is, it's all about amber control. It's one thing to be able to like beat down creatures or board state, but amber control I find is a tough. You're good at pulling people off of check, but you're not good at keeping people at like 0 amber.
Right. That is the toughest thing. That's why a lot of people try to. If your opponent wants to forge a key and they're playing Martian generosity, sometimes you just let them be like, okay, fine, you can go down to 0. It just means you don't get the Martian generosity.
Right. Ooh. Zod with a double Nepenthe seed. Okay.
Well, now Jackie is definitely on a clock here. Because once that combo happens, Zod just wins the game.
Yeah. So for our viewers, Zod has double Nepenthe seed, Martian generosity, and key abduction. So if he can snag in that key, you just Nepenthe seed the key abduction back into his hand, and bam, bam, bam. 3 keys, 1 turn. 0 cost.
Well, I do like the Binding Irons Jackie just played. That's going to at least slow Zotted down. It's another way to kind of attack the game plan. Combo players need to draw their combo, right?
Right. So by detracting from his draw, he, like you say, slows him down. Ah, there you go. Charette captures his amber. It's 1 amber, but...
all it takes is like 4, I think, is the magic number for Martian generosity combo.
Really? If you have 4, you... Ooh.
Oh, what do you do? Carpet flocks them.
Flocks.
Clears the board, gets that amber back. Or not quite clears the board, but, gets rid of the Charette and the Gub. I like this Shockworm here. It's going to slow Jackie down by forcing all the creatures to become stunned when they reap. But I'm not sure if Zod really cares about how fast Jackie goes, because it's about how long until Zod finds his Martian generosity.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, like, you just, whatever's in your hand, like whatever house has the most, you just burn those.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jackie has a Martian generosity in his hand. And there he goes. He plays it for 14, or he plays it for, loses 5, draws 10 cards. Hand is now at 14. I hope he just dumps like 8 cards right now.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Giant Mars.
That's the real game plan here? Just play 15 Mars creatures and reap for 5 every turn and hope that's fast enough?
It looks like he did not have key abduction in hand.
He doesn't have key abduction in his deck.
Ooh, okay.
He's playing two Martian generosities, 0 key abductions.
Interesting.
So he has to win the old-fashioned way.
Ooh, what an old-fashioned player. Just drawing 10 cards and playing them normally.
Ooh. He played his Mars needs Amber here. That's an interesting choice. That's some key Amber control in the deck.
Right, and since there's no opponent creatures at all, let alone damaged ones, yeah,
Mhm.
it does nothing. It captures 0.
Ooh, nice. Blinding Light stuns the Mars, so Reaping's going to be a little difficult. And Zod like, no creatures, you cannot capture Amber onto my creatures if I do not play them. By discarding that Grey Rider.
Bold move, Zod. He is just sitting there waiting for the Martian Generosity key abduction. But he needs more amber. He needs what, like about 4 amber? You said was the magic number.
Yeah, 4 is the magic number if you don't need anything else, right? Once you play your Martian Generosity, that puts you at 5. That draws you 10 cards, and you'll have 5 cards in your hand after that, or before that, so that's 15. And that's all you need for the key abduction
Okay.
to be free.
Okay. So it's forge it at plus
9.
9 cost. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you need 15 cards in hand. Okay. That's you're one away. You're
Yeah.
one away, Zod. One
So,
away.
Zod needs to A, draw the Generosity and the key abduction. So it's a little difficult.
Ooh.
Well,
And Jackie responds with Steel 3.
I guess he might not have drawn too many Mars cards, but he drew plenty of Ronnie's.
Right. I do love Ronnie wrist clocks.
He stole 3 and discarded a Swindle. He does not need to steal 3 more the following turn, is what he's decided. Alright, where's that Carpet Flotsam? I think. Do you abandon the 1-turn kill and pull back Carpet Flotsam? If not, I guess not. We've got Opal Knight here. Play destroy all even powered creatures.
Oh man,
That's it. That's his entire turn though.
but it was I feel like that was clutch. I feel like
Yeah.
that really kicked Jackie in the shins. I think he was very excited to have a big board, and now he's like, oh, okay, back to square one.
I
Or
definitely
not.
or
Martian Generosity, here we go.
number 2.
17 cards in hand. That's it. He has his whole deck in hand. Wow. That's all I gotta say is wow.
Here's the Martian invasion. His own Carpet Flotsam comes out. Doesn't do anything. I don't think that Carpet Flotsam's ever done anything ever in that deck. Just based on this one game I'm watching now.
I mean, I believe it. I feel like it's a tough card to get off most of the time.
Probably. Alright, Zod, what are you gonna do?
What is Zod thinking right now? Is he thinking
You
Mother Gun for
could
5? Does he have 5 Mars cards in his hand?
probably not.
Probably not.
Has he played 1 Mars turn, so he's probably due for a Mars turn. Do you
That's
think
what I was thinking. I was like, he's probably got a handful of Mars cards.
he could just play his key abduction here and just bounce all those Mars creatures and get them out of here? That would be pretty big. You lose out on one of the free keys, but you might just be able to loop it all back around another future turn.
I don't think so. I mean, he's still got 20 cards in his deck, 20 cards in his
Yeah.
draw pile.
Jackie's got 14 in hand, no keys, so
So if you play Key Abduction, does it bounce your opponent's Mars cards too?
yeah, all Mars creatures get bounced.
So
Nope,
he
it
is
is
playing Mars. He is playing Mother Gun.
Mars. All right, how
I
many
mean,
you got? What's in his
he's
hand?
got the Key
Stormcrawler.
Abduction and Martian Gen. So he's
Oh,
got the win. He just doesn't know how to do it.
he doesn't have the combo. He doesn't have enough amber,
Right,
basically.
right.
Those Ronnies did a lot of work.
Ah, you're right. He dumped the Key Abduction.
He did both.
Well, yeah, because now he's trying to cycle it through.
Hmm.
Good luck, my dude. Let's see. I mean, hopefully he's got just a whole hand of Mars cards. I mean, that'd be pretty nice.
Yeah,
At least have a little bit of board state. Although Jackie's coming back with 18 cards in hand.
seriously.
Ooh,
Yeah, he did not
one.
draw anything.
He's got a Stormcrawler. Okay.
I wonder if there was a thought. Probably not. But you could have, like, say, Mother Gunned your Opal Knight, and then used both of your dependent seeds to play your Carpet Flotsam twice, and that would clear Jackie's board. But you lose all your seeds.
Right. And then what, your hand still has the Martian Gen key abduction, but you still had 0 amber? Or I think you might
You
have been
can
at
one
one.
for each carpet flotsam, so you'd go up to 3 amber. You draw 6 cards. It's a thing, but
Okay.
another option. Probably not the best, but just trying to figure out, just holding out for the 1 turn kill. It seems like for sure. And now Gub protecting 2 Tesmals. Zadi here might never get to call Mars again if he doesn't have an answer right now.
Wow.
Although I guess there's a pretty good answer. I just always find an excuse for these seeds. Dopal Knight fights into Gub, and then use a seed to get it back, and it blows up all the Gubs. Or sorry, it blows up actually Jackie's entire board because everything's even on the other side.
Ooh. Actually, yeah, you just have to murder it so you can defense seed it back. Interesting.
But again, it's a very delicate dance that Zod's got here. What are these seeds actually worth to me?
Apparently more than we thought. I mean, it is literally the win condition. He does not care at all about how many keys he has. He barely cares about his amber. I mean, obviously he cares about. He needs 4 amber, but before that he needs his combo pieces. So
Right. So he's got to cycle all the way back around again.
right. So I think right now his opponent has 3 amber, 0 keys, and 3 amber. I think he's still pretty safe. I mean, that is a terrifying board, but
I think, yeah, he's
thinking he's thinking.
yeah. I wonder what cards are exactly in the discard pile here.
So what
Right,
what does Tesmal do? You said that
Tesmal says reap. Pick a house. Your opponent cannot pick that house next turn.
really? Well, okay. That's
Yeah.
that.
So it's 2 of them. It's basically a control the weak every turn.
Yeah, you have to pick this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pick. Do you have to pick a house that your opponent can is
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
okay? Or no, your opponent cannot choose that house. Okay, that makes sense.
So, Nature's Call. Interesting choice on how to deal with this problem.
Back to hand?
Yeah.
All right, I'd throw the Yerk.
Oh, with the
Yerk and Dust.
they're everywhere.
They're
Okay.
everywhere. Okay.
Yerk and Dust Imp. He didn't want the Dust Imp to get destroyed to the They're Everywhere.
Right.
He's doing his best, I think, to leave both Tesmals out on the flank. Or maybe he wanted to get rid of the Gub. And that's what the targets there were about.
Okay.
Ooh, loses his full moon. I'm not sure if... And key charge.
Key charge.
Yeah, get those ugly Untamed cards out of my deck. This is a Mars deck.
Right?
Some things are here for flavor.
The only untamed cards he cares about are already on the field. Although they're everywhere actually worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it's very good against Gub. Yeah. So what? So he got rid of the streak. Also, big card to get rid of. It's reduces his hand size while it's not on a flank. It's like just things that hurt the combo player. All right, he's at 3 amber now. So what's Jackie gonna do with? Oh, unfortunately he. Not unfortunate.
My ass.
Yeah. So I think Zodid here really wants to try and fill Jackie's discard pile with as many different cards as he can. Just so when he shuffles here, it's going to be as random and evenly distributed. Right, so if Jackie had held on to all those discards that previous turn, before this shuffle happens on his next turn, that means his deck would have only 6 discards to draw from. Meaning the rest of his deck is mostly Shadows and Mars. So it's very important that last turn and this next turn for Zodid to get rid of, to basically gunk up Jackie's deck before the shuffle happens.
Okay, that makes. Yeah, I was thinking the opposite. I was like, why would Jackie? I was like, Jackie's stacking his discard pile. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're right. Yes, Zod wants to try and muck up his discard pile as much as possible.
There's only 3 Shadows cards right now, so maybe he can let it go, but 2 Gamgees and a Yancy Gang is
Right.
quite.
They're not things you usually leave on the field. At least try not to. But, he also, Jackie, basically cleared his board. So, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot Zod could do at that point.
Right. Because you see to get back to the Opal Knight, they get rid of Tesmals and stuff, and leave the Yancy Gang, but the Seeds have an important job to play elsewhere in this matchup.
Yeah, and again, it's Jackie has 0 keys. He was able to pull him off check with a bood.
That's true. There is still a lot of game to play.
There's still a lot of game to play, and I think that's what Zod is thinking. He's like, okay, he's almost ready to shuffle. He's got 6 in hand and 6 in his draw pile. So if he can, I don't know if he can't play all 6 cards next turn. Or I would be impressed if he could.
Even if he does, he still doesn't shuffle.
True. But in 3 turns, he will have new cards, and if the god of shuffling is on his side, then he would simply just draw a key abduction and
the game will be over.
Generosity, and that's it.
Still not drawing into the discards he needs to activate that Tesmal. I think he really wants to find an excuse for it, but I guess having 4 Mars cards is good enough.
It is pretty nice. Yeah, Dominator's not protecting the Tesmal. Then Shockworm, Think Drone, and Sky Booster Squadron.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Sky Booster Squadron?
It's a fun card? Question mark?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like his Reap returned to hand. And I just, I feel like it's a wasted effect most of the time.
Right?
I'm like, that's cool, I guess. He's back in my hand. I'll play him again.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think. I know there was maybe something cool you could do with it in terms of March Generosity Key Abduction, but your Key Abduction already gives you the return to hand effect.
Right. I guess you can trigger a Mother Gun off of it. You Reap, put it back in hand, and then trigger a Mother Gun.
That's pretty. Yeah, there's some good stuff. More Orbital Bombardment value.
Yeah, I was about to say, Orbital Bombardment cares about how many in hand.
Mars is really strange. They're very good at putting Mars cards in your hand, but they're very bad at having play effects.
Right, having any play effects.
Alright, so what does Zod gotta do here? Clear the board again. Apparently that's his job. He is the board janitor. Just keep cleaning this board.
So what do you think Jackie's gonna call next turn? You think he's gonna call Shadows, or is he gonna call Mars? Because that, assuming you can't straight board wipe, what do you think you'd target?
Actually, I guess if we... Zodid's deck is... Well, he picked up his archive. Almost all of Zodid's cards are on the field or in his discard piles. So that Tesmal has a lot of information to pick to really hurt him right now.
Okay, but you really think Jackie would waste a turn, but Mother Gun, bam.
Well, Zodis doesn't care about the Tesmal. He's like, I got 5 Mars cards. Get out of here. Against the game. Yeah, I wasn't too worried about the Shadows turn anyways, because those Gamgees probably won't be able to steal, because they only steal if your opponent has more than you. So it's really only the Yancy game that I was kind of worried about. And then the Mars side doesn't have very good effects. It's Reap for 3, basically.
Right.
So it's kind of why I was looking at the Tesmal the most, honestly.
But you think he would spend a turn? I guess if you have a hand of more discards, maybe?
Yeah, assuming you have a reasonable number of discards. If you had 3 discards, I'd go disc, probably.
Or
Seed gets used to get back Martian Generosity. He's going for it. Both combo pieces, probably. Yeah.
Key Abduction, okay.
He's just, I want my key now.
And, I guess he does get to bounce Mother Gun as well, so that's nice.
It doesn't. It only bounces the Buckler.
Hypno Beam. Okay.
Interest. Oh, he can steal a Mars creature and Reap with it to get a better Martian Generosity here.
Okay.
I think he was take... do you take the Think drone here? Just so you can get the archive a card effect?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Well, no, because you want more cards in hand, right? That's
Well, I mean, you can archive like the like your Merxamark or Lion or something.
oh, it archives something from the board.
Yeah, it archives the artifact or creature.
Interesting.
All right. Well, Key Abduction returns all of the Martian creatures to their owner's hands.
I mean, that might have been, he's like, this is basically a board wipe. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good enough, especially
right,
with the
free key
Mother
and
Gun
a board
beforehand.
wipe. Ooh, and now he's a proliferator.
There it goes. There goes the Tesmal.
Pop, pop, pop. Look at that. Zod, instead of forging 3 free keys on the same turn, he decided to play the game normally.
I
You
just
know,
get one free key.
draw 12 cards and then play all 12 cards.
Well, hopefully he can. And he's got the Proliferator to get back the Martian Generosity, basically. Is, I guess, backup plan. Or I get backup plan.
Right. That's a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So remember how I was
that's
talking about how
obvious.
Carpet Flotsam probably never gets used in Jackie's deck? Now's the time when you need that card.
Now's the time, my friend.
Although that Fixed Finger that Zodid plays is doing a lot of work to kind of prevent Carpet Flotsam from doing things. The
Ooh,
one extra
yeah.
armor art
Giving
is,
everybody armor, yeah.
or at least all the Mars Martians, which is different than all the Mars creatures. Ooh, Orbital Bombardment. Alright, well, does Jackie get his Amber Control combo? He's got Sky Booster, Think Drone, Dominate. He doesn't have any new Mars cards in his hand, so all those cards he revealed are ones that Zodid put back in his hand.
Right.
With,
So, yeah, no new creatures at least. But maybe he has
well,
a big hand of Mars actions? Or
maybe.
Mars
He
actions
doesn't
and
have to
targets.
reveal everything if he doesn't want to. He just needed to get rid of the... Oh no, he could have... He didn't... He probably would have revealed everything he had, just to spread some damage out to set up for the Mars Needs Amber in the future. Yeah, that's it. He didn't get anything new. He just literally played a one-card hand. One-card turn, really.
I suppose so, yeah. He played Orbital Bombardment. Ooh, Glimmer. There you go.
Get back the...
Almost
Oh, Martian
one way to
Generosity.
do it.
Yeah. Nice.
Ah,
That's unfortunate.
dude.
Jackie was like, alright, I got him. I got rid of the Proliferator. He's not going to get back to the Martian Generosity. And then Sada's like,
Swoop. Oh, because Martian Generosity, so you can pop that and draw your whole deck. You know what's in your
Mm-hmm.
deck?
Key
Seeds.
Abduction. Or
Seeds are
Seeds.
in your deck. Because you have the key abduction is in your discard pile.
Oh, yeah.
But
Right.
you got
And Zodid
seeds, my friend.
made sure to pop those seeds before the shuffle happened, for sure. Which made sure
Yeah.
they're in his deck. So he had a chance to redraw them with that first Martian Generosity.
Oh, that's true,
Discards.
yeah.
Oh, he has 2 Dusk Witches.
Ooh. I mean, I don't like Dusk Witch personally. It has an Omega effect. I mean, witches are
Mm-hmm.
already, you can't let witches live.
Right.
So, your witches have like 1 turn of value. And by giving her Omega, I mean, it almost becomes impossible. I mean, you can put it behind a taunt, I suppose, but it's just
Right.
it's so hard, so hard.
So it is very hard, especially in this deck. I don't think Zodid has Taunt. I see the Lion, which could be next, which is kind of odd. He didn't put the Witch next to Lion there, but all of Jackie's creatures could just fight the Witch, even at 3 power.
Right.
All right, so what's the next thing to do here, from Jackie's
As
perspective?
Jackie, I don't know,
I
because
think
now you know what Zod's up to. He's got Martian Generosity. You know that
he's
the seeds are in his draw pile, and he's got a big old board. So,
all right.
I
Well, he
mean,
picked Mars, and he is reaping in his own
oh,
Martian
there you
Generosity
go.
turn. More
He
orbital
also didn't
bombardments,
know what to
hopefully.
do, so he decided to draw 12 cards.
That's always fun. I think the priority here is destroy as many Mars creatures as possible, just so on Zod's next turn he can't reap with his Mars creatures to make a better generosity.
That makes sense. I could see that.
I guess Dusk Witch also has to technically count because Zod could just have Mars creatures in hand.
Right. And Dusk Witch has to die.
Mm-hmm.
Kill all witches. All the time.
And I guess the Buckler here couldn't actually kill a Mars creature, even if he wanted to.
Oh.
So he didn't draw into an orbital bombardment, which is probably really tough right there.
Right. I'm sure that is kind of what he was hoping for. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, you reap for 4. Oh, yeah, you reap for 4 and you Martian Gen.
Yep. 4 is the magic number, right?
Right. Well, but he doesn't have the key abduction.
He might.
No,
Oh, no, he didn't draw enough cards,
pile.
right?
It should be the first card in his discard pile, I think.
You're right.
But he likely drew some more Mars cards? I don't know, because 5 of them are on the field, and 2 or 3 of them are in the discard pile now. So he actually doesn't have that many left. Right. But he also does have his entire deck in his hand, minus 1 card.
So does Jackie. They are both the exact same hand size right now.
Right.
What Jackie would give for a mimicry so he could use Zod's key abduction.
Right? That would have been That would have been silly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have key abduction, but I do have mimicry.
You have key abduction, so I have key abduction.
Pretty much.
Ooh, more hip.
There we go. Mother gun for.
Oh, he did draw more Mars cards. There's all actions. He's got Mars Needs Amber, Hypno Beam, Carpet Flotsam, and Entropic Manipulator.
Entropic Manipulator. So, let's see. You can Hypno Beam. Plays my. Oh, okay, I was thinking, like, can you put more damage pips on people before you play Mars Needs Amber? Oh, but no, it's only non-Mars cards, so it doesn't do anything.
Right.
So you take the Dominator. Okay, I'll take the Dominator. Good guy. Redistribute damage on Jackie's creature.
Yeah. I guess he could have done that first. I don't know how exactly it works.
Why would he leave the 2 damage on the Dominator?
Before he steals it?
Right. Maybe he didn't think too hard about it. He was just like, whatever, I'm going to take the Dominator. It's a big boy.
It's a big boy. It's a big taunty boy. I can put my Witches next to it, or my Proliferator.
How does he have 2 extra power?
Because the lion next to him gives both of his neighbors 2 extra power.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, Zod is in a very strong position right now. And Jackie is sitting at 0 keys, 0 amber. And he's probably thinking to himself right now, how did I get myself in this situation? I have drawn my entire deck like 3 times. How is this possible?
Yeah. If you've been paying attention to the changes of the Crucible Tracker within the last month or so, maybe longer than that, they added a feature where they tell you who played how many cards you played over the course of the game. I figure if we go back and we look at this game on the tracker, both players might be near 100 cards. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. Originally, that sounds like a lot, but considering Jackie just drew an additional 14 cards, yeah, I can see that. So the interesting thing that I've been noticing is that Jackie's got the Martian Generosity, which he has been playing liberally. But without that key abduction, it almost seems like it's hurting him. I mean, he is playing against Zod, who has 3 keys from hand. But, he's sitting at 0 keys, 0 amber. And it's because, he keeps Martian Generosity himself.
That's true.
I think Zod is just really handling the Jackie's board,
Yeah.
playing some
Board
serious
janitor.
board management. Yeah.
I think that's generally probably how Jackie's deck works. Has probably just been put on a big board and then reap a bunch. And if they clear it, it's okay. I can draw 15 cards and just make another big board. It doesn't take 3 turns to rebuild.
Right. Yeah. That is. I suppose that is what his normal plan is. I'll have to check the deck, see how many creatures, like creature counts and stuff. 20 creatures. So
There you go.
yes, his job is to put 20 creatures on the field.
And then reap.
But yeah, Zod he's the best janitor I've seen today.
Oh, yeah, a big problem with this matchup in particular is key abduction is basically like a one-sided board wipe. Right? It just keeps putting all those Mars creatures back in your hand, and they don't do any. Only the buckler has the play effect, so it's like it really does hurt Jackie's game plan.
A little bit, yeah, because unless he drew the orbital bombardment and whatnot, but what Jackie really needs is a mother gun.
Yeah.
Ooh. End your turn with 22 cards in hand. I mean, normally that would be a good thing, but considering it seems like, he wasn't able to play 22 cards. Right. Hey, double defense seeds are out. Jackie is going to lose next turn unless he's got something up his sleeve.
He's got to steal every tiny bit of amber Zodi could make, and might be enough for another turn.
I mean, with 22 cards in hand, the chances that he has some of those Ronnies.
All of his Ronnies? Yeah.
Right.
I like it. This game is not over yet. Jackie is fighting tooth and nail to stay in it.
He's certainly trying, and I appreciate Jackie's willpower.
Mm-hmm. This is
I did really want to see Zod forge 3 keys from hand and pay 0.
Nature's Call. Ooh, I wonder if he's going to go for the Nature's Call Glimmer soft lock.
He did Glimmer. What is the soft lock? I don't know.
You get back Nature's Call, and then you replay Nature's Call every turn with your Glimmer.
Okay.
But I guess that's not very good against Jackie's 20 creature deck, where I'm going to guess 90% of them, or all of them, are probably in his hand right now.
Right.
This lock only works if they only play 2 creatures a turn, and that's definitely not going to happen.
Right.
There's just a lot of nice tricks in these decks today.
Zod doesn't need to do any of that. He's just going to Nepenthe seed his key abduction and call it a day.
Pretty much, yeah. And Jackie here lights out to a very strange choice to put back non-Mars creatures, essentially. It's just making Zod's hand bigger.
Yeah, that's a little strange, but unless he's... Oh, he wanted to get the amber off of him. Ooh, and then miasma. But that's only like your first forge stuff.
Yeah, it's a forge step.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Triple Ronnies. I guess he's thinking that his Mars creatures are stunned. So
I think at the very least you would want to put back the Dominator because that's your own. And so Zod wouldn't be able to put that. It wouldn't even go into Zod's hand.
Yeah, I would have. Well, I would have conceded at this point, but
sure.
I'm just going to assume Jackie's a better player than me at this point, so maybe he's got plans for him.
Yeah, he's got plans. Sack coins killing a lot of things, not Mars creatures.
Nice.
Still a problem. Still need to not have Mars creatures on the board because that key abduction is just going to put them back in his hand and make it easier to forge here.
Well, no, Dominator is going to go back in Jackie's hand.
That's true.
But, so that doesn't count.
It doesn't count. And it can reap. But it did get to reap, though.
He did get to reap with it.
All right, seed.
So you still do it to draw 4?
Yeah. You can get back to the...
Martian Gen. plays said Martian Gen. I guess if he plays Martian Gen now, there's a
Once he gets
chance
the key
that.
abduction back here, and then he draws 4 cards, and he goes up to 14.
I was gonna say there was a chance that you could have loses 3 amber to draw 6 cards. Did we miscount? He
Oh,
definitely just won the game.
Yeah, he definitely won the game.
He definitely just won the game.
Good job, Zodit, there doing Martian generosity math.
Dang, right? I'm like, you are better at math than I am. Well played, sir.
All right, well, I think that about wraps it up for us tonight. Thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to check out this week's episode of the Shadow Council, where we go over the results of week 1 from ABR. Interview with Julie July, captain of mixed team here.
Oh yeah, we had a pretty good team this week. We have a pretty good team every week, but
Yep,
yeah, we had a lot of fun.
that's good to hear.
We didn't have triple Martian generosity Nepenthe shenanigans fun, but we still had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that about does it. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on the YouTubes. Hit those like and subscribe buttons. Let us know who you want us to cover next week. Or if there's some play we missed, we'd love to hear about it. Yeah, thank you and good night.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I wanted to see Zod get 3 keys from hand. Pay 0, get 3 keys. Just want to give him a hug. But Jackie, though, I actually really liked seeing Jackie play, with the Martian generosity without the key abduction. I thought that was interesting. Do you think he leaned too heavily on it? Do you think?
You think so?
I don't know, because he did play it a lot. I'm curious to see how many he actually played. But he has 0 keys.
I think maybe were a couple turns in there where he. I guess he never would have forged for 6. He never had that option and decided to march generosity instead.
Right. Yeah,
he did.
like
He did have a lot of big turns where he went up to like 8. Maybe might have been the biggest one. This game.
I mean, well, now he's at 13, but.
I'm sure.
But what happened to those 8 amber though? Did he Martian gen for those 8 amber for 16 cards?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest Martian generosity he did this game.
So do you think that was a good idea, is my question? Or should he have tried to get that first key and then keep going?
Me?
Yes.
I feel like, if this was game 1, for sure I would not blame him for like, this is how I play the deck, this is how it always works. If it doesn't work, then maybe I need to go back to the board and just try to be like, alright, I made 8 amber and don't play the generosity. Especially if you're ahead. If he was ahead on board, he probably should never do it in this game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, is I feel like he had a bigger board once or twice and then Martian generosity, and I was like, ooh, I guess you just replay all of your Mars creatures, but
right.
I don't know. Well, no, I'm thinking key abduction again.
Yeah,
I don't. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he played Martian generosity too much. That's my gut. That's what I feel in my gut, and I want you to agree with me, but also bring science. Also bring numbers.
I don't have numbers for you. I have to go back to the lab, essentially. But if we think about it in terms of like, what was Jackie's deck plan, right? It's use Martian generosity to draw 15 cards so I can play 8 creatures. And then my opponent plays a board wipe, and then I play Martian generosity number 2 and do it again. And then eventually they'll run out of board wipes before I can stop doing this, and then I'll have a big board, and things will be working right. Like that's the game plan. Build a big board because I have so much card advantage.
But riddle me this. So I agree with you that that's probably his normal strategy. But now that he's playing against a guy who has double Martian generosity and key abduction, and double Nepenthe, do you think he Martian generosity to cycle his deck? Do you think he was trying to, fish for those Ronnies or fish for some answer to You think he was fishing for answers?
That could be it.
Yeah, I wonder.
Wonder,
Maybe I
maybe.
am too short-sighted. Maybe I'm like, don't cycle your deck that much. But
Maybe once Zod popped his first key abduction, once he used both the Nepenthe seeds,
right,
Jackie had a lot more turns. He knew the game wasn't just going to end.
right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Because yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, well, because we know he did Martian Generosity once or twice to cycle his deck to fetch
Mm-hmm.
answers. It kind of changes the way you play the game when you can just draw your entire deck in one turn.
Martial Generosity is a fun card. It's very powerful even without the key abduction. He also lacks some of the more synergistic cards outside of key abduction, right? You want like Proliferator so you can get back your Martian Generosity, and you definitely want Mars First
Mm,
so you can reap and gain extra amber. Like Mars First is 2 extra amber on your Martian Generosity turn. Or post Martian Generosity, it's I drew like a Zookeeper or Proliferator or even playing out your Beam Buckler and then readying it to fight something that needs to get off the board. It gives you so many more tools on your Martian Generosity turn.
that makes sense. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. You know, like you say, if you, well, he does have double orbital bombardment though.
Yeah, we never saw the cool turn that we're talking about pre-show. I think ideally what happens, right? We're talking, or what I think ideally happens is you draw all your cards. You use orbital bombardment number 1 to spread a bunch of damage out. Then Mars needs Amber to steal all their Amber, and then orbital bombardment number 2 to kill everything. But I guess, unfortunately, against Zada's deck here, Jagged's entire goal was make sure Zada has no Amber to begin with, period. So there wasn't really an opportunity. He tried to do that play once there at the end, but Zada only had 2 Amber.
Right. Yeah, but we never saw, or I mean, I guess we did see a few orbital bombardments, but you know, I never saw the one where he revealed like 10 cards and then just went to town on Zod's board. You know?
Right. Yeah, that's probably unfortunate that he didn't actually get that all put together.
Yeah, because
I mean, he
you
drew a
think,
million cards.
yeah, exactly. You think out of your 16 card hand, you know, 8 of them were Mars, maybe, and you
I mean,
could orbital
we're gonna be
bombardment for a ton of damage.
right.
But yeah, we
Hmm.
really never we only saw maybe I think his largest orbital bombardment was 4 cards, which is
Right, and
still
that didn't
good, but
smash.
it's not the craziness we were expecting or we were hoping for.
Yeah, and that was like just enough to blow up the souped up proliferator. I think was that turn.
Right.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to face that deck sometime in the future because I don't know if I have the tools to deal with either of them.
Right. Well, and it's interesting. Now I'm looking at Tesmal again. I wonder
Mm-hmm.
if, he had the double Tesmal out there for one turn.
Oh, he had it out there. Oh, he did have it out there for 1 turn.
Right. I
Well, he
wonder
played
if he
it.
should have hit it. I wonder if he should have
Well, he never got
spent
to
the
use
turn.
it. The turn he had double Tesmal out, then Zod responded with the Nature's Call and the They're Everywhere and killed one of them. But one of them survived.
Okay.
Yep. So,
Interesting match. Ooh, we never saw Jackio
mm-hmm.
play Exhume.
Oh,
He only called Dis maybe 2 or 3 times that entire game. That's
right.
interesting. Which means he probably ended with like 14 discards in his hand.
Okay. According to Crucible Tracker, he played 3 Dis turns, 7 Mars turns, and 3 Shadows turns.
Okay.
And
So
his first turn
clearly
was
favored Mars. Yeah.
one of those Dis turns was playing a Schuler on turn 1. So he really played 2
Jeez.
Dis turns that whole game.
Yeah, that
And
is.
he did play an Exhume. He got back a Schuler.
Huh.
He played that Binding Iron we commented on at the very beginning, and that's basically the extent of his disc turns. Oh, and the one big Tesmal turn. That
Yeah, he
didn't
had one
amount to anything
big.
else.
Yeah, so turn 1 played Schuler.
Mm-hmm.
Then turn 3 or 4 or something, he played the Binding Irons and an Exhume and like
Yep.
one other creature.
Hold on.
And I think he played a Charette, maybe.
Yeah, he played Gub and Charette. So the Gub became Taunty, and Charette protected Charette who was holding on to like 1 Amber. Just doing whatever he could to stop the early game from Zotted from putting together his 1-turn kill.
Right. And then he played his one big turn with the double Tesmo and the Yerk. But then that was it. Never called Dis again.
Yeah. Those Tesmals. I mean, I guess he saw how easy it was for Zotted to clear out those Tesmals. Maybe he just decided that as much as it feels like a route to victory, it's not worth the effort. If they're just gonna
I mean, I feel like Zod got super lucky. Because we know Zod doesn't care about Untamed at all. So the fact that he had both Nature's Call and well, I guess he does have 2 there everywhere. But the fact that he had both of those in hand to pop both, one of the Tesmals, I feel like it was just lucky.
I guess so.
I would have chanced it. Again.
Try it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do? I mean, the rest of your game plan didn't really work out.
Right. Oh, but he does have Opal Knight though. Is Tesmal have 2 power?
Right.
Yeah.
I guess we were talking about that a lot. Zod always had the opportunity to like sacrifice his Opal Knight and get it back with Seed if he really needed to get out of the jam.
Right. He could have really. Yes, that guy could have definitely. Oh, he also has a Doorstep that he never played. Yeah, I don't think
I mean, Zod never had to play Doorstep because Jackie just always marched in Generosity anytime he had more than 6 Amber.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Yeah, both of these decks would kick the crap out of me, especially my my AoA deck.
Yeah,
my
that's
AoA
why we weren't
deck
the feature match this week.
Right.